So that's that. Uh, let's see. I'm about ready to flip over to my Jedi. Oh, that's where I'm getting the 146 stuff. Okay. 146, 146, 146, 146. Yeah, yeah. He like I said, he's mediocre in standard, but he's going to be fantastic in big deck. Fantastic in big deck. Basically making invest costs mandatory. I'm getting conflicting descriptions on how that's supposed to work. I did see the ruling. That's what makes me nervous, is that it makes the invest cost a mandatory inclusion in the cost of the card, which means all these invest tens. If that becomes the case, all these invest 10 cards, regardless of how good they are garbage. All of them. You bring him out, you pay 15 to bring him out. You know, basically his cost plus invest, and you buy a champion level character right next to him without bowing another holding. And then that way you have your other. Let's say it's mid game with big deck with that. You pay 15. You're paying 15 for anything anyway by this time anyway. So you pay 15 to bring him out, and you have a little bit extra. You have some of that. You have all of a sudden you have 15 extra gold plus whatever you have left untapped or unbowed, and then you just go. Are the two people that I was wanting to afford? I just did. I mean, it's ridiculous. And that's you see that's where the situation that the way I read it and the way other people read it needs to be clarified, because I read it as the invest cost becomes as it's being played. The invest cost is a permanent change to the gold cost, which makes the invest cost mandatory. If they sit there and say no, if you just pay the regular gold cost, bring the personality to play, and don't worry about the invest, then the invest is not a permanent change to the gold cost of the card as it's coming into play. That's where I'm coming from. By the way that I read it, when you bring out a card, the invest kicks in, and then you have to pay the rest of the card to bring the card into play. That's where I'm seeing it. If they clarify that it is still an optional cost, then groovy. If not, all the invest cards, regardless of what they are garbage. They go back into folders or they go back in the box, and nobody wants to pay that much extra gold for a mediocre personality. Just the way that I see it. All right, let's flip out and go to my Jedi Kensai. Yes, exactly. I hope not either. I hope it is still an optional cost. But the way that I read it is, as it's coming into play, it is now a permanent modification to the cost of the card, which means you have to pay it in order to finish fulfilling the requirements of bringing the card into play. If that's the case, all the Invest 10 cards are garbage. No, it can't. Yes, it can be wonky, but if you use proper English, it's not so wonky. And the problem is that people keep using, especially the rules team, keeps using English that suits their purposes the way they want it, and not how the English language works. And as somebody who is studying a profession that is heavily influenced by the English language, it being in the legal field, this is a peeve of mine. It's not quite a pet peeve, but it is a peeve of mine. They keep doing things the wrong way, and they don't get enough people to find the information they need, and it just keeps going. You keep going, okay, this is what it's supposed to, or this is what it says by the English dictionary, and they go, no, it's supposed to do this completely different thing. Then why didn't you use words that said the completely different thing than using the words that what it says here on the card? Just makes in Hoyton, let me yes, I am actually at this point. I'm just studying criminal justice, which is law enough, but my goal is to go to law school. Hoyton, what part of the planet are you on? Trying to see what your playgroup looks like. There we go. That feels better. I'm trying to figure out what your playgroup looks like, or at least if I may or may not know people in that particular group. Okay, so you're actually up in Reese's territory, right? Sacramento, San Jose type area, right? Jedi Kensai. Let's see here. What do I? Oh wait, I want to go back this way. Okay, in my particular area, I'm in Oklahoma, and in my particular area, the playgroup, okay, my playgroup. I'm in Oklahoma. I'm in Northeast Oklahoma. My playgroup includes let's see. I have a clue where you're at. My playgroup consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Steve, Eric, John, Ken, Pete, seven people in my playgroup of about 10 to 15 that are either have gone to law school, or in the process of studying something legal related in that area, in our area. I mean, literally, we have 7 to 8 lawyers or people who have passed law school in our play group alone. So, yeah, English language. Weekly searching for allies. Yeah, I'm still in 37 gears, so I actually need to be working on mine. Passed the bar category, passed law, passed a few years back to doing patent law. Fair enough. But I mean, you understand with the fact that I've got 7 to 8 lawyers in my area, and when English doesn't make sense, a few people are peeved and don't care about whose feelings get hurt when they voice their displeasure, which is why I'm going to say half the people that were in the half of my people in this area were part of the Brian Reese Purge. Yeah. God. Yeah, Reese purged about 300 people off of his Facebook, and then withdrew from most of the most of, if not all, of the L5R boards on Facebook. Now, a few of my people were part of the Reese Purge, where he purged those people off of his Facebook. Because again, they're lawyers, or are members of the legal profession in some form or fashion, and are intently pissed at what has been done and how bad they've upped the English language. I mean, I have issues with it. I'm actually in the process of crafting a letter for because Reese was talking about if you have constructive criticism, part of it, but a couple of my friends were purged previous to that because of their unequivocal and universal, and actually I'm not going to worry about that for right now, unequivocal and universal disdain for the quality of product that Brian Reese and the team, and then the nonsense that the rules team has made. They've made their displeasure very publicly known, and Brian Reese just cut ties with them altogether. And it is what it is. Like I said, I'm crafting a letter explaining, or at least to me, explaining in my opinion, the problems that have happened since the beginning of Ivory.